A deal to deploy an American radar system in eastern Turkey has been agreed by the two countries as part of NATO-backed missile defence plans. It comes just a day after Romania agreed a deal with Washington under which land-based interceptor missiles and over 100 military personnel will be based on Romanian soil. Well, to discuss these developments, I'm now joined live from the US by Bruce Gagnon. He's from the Global Network Against Weapons and Nuclear Power in Space. Thanks very much indeed for being with us. Now, the aim of this shield is said to be defence against perceived threats from countries like Iran and North Korea, something that is subject to a lot of scepticism. Is there more to this plan than meets the eye?
Absolutely. This plan really has nothing to do with Iran or North Korea. It's all about surrounding Russia and China today. And these systems are part of a larger U.S. first strike attack system underway. The missile defense systems, as they're called, really are the shield of the sword and shield of U.S. first strike planning by the Pentagon. In fact, the U.S. Space Command annually war games a first strike attack on China set in the year 2016. And these so-called missile defense systems are a key element in that whole operation.
So, the real aim to surround Russia and China, what's in it then for Turkey? Why would Turkey be involved in such a plan?
Well, the U.S. is using NATO and NATO expansion as the I think the ploy or the carrot to draw in other countries like Turkey and Romania, making them feel like they're going to be taken care of by the European Union. But clearly, what we're talking about here is major tensions in the region between the United States missile defense deployments that are now going into Poland, Romania, Turkey, and other countries in the coming years, as well as NATO expansion throughout the region. We're seeing basically the encirclement of Russia. At the same time, the U.S. is doing the same thing to China with its bases and missile defense deployments in Japan, South Korea, Okinawa, Guam. U.S. is deploying Patriot missile defense systems on Taiwan. And so this is clearly about trying to control and contain both Russia and China.
But Bruce, it's interesting, isn't it, that that aim certainly doesn't fit into the context of the so-called resetting of relations between Moscow and Washington. And indeed, Obama, when he took office, said he's going to shelve the Bush-era plans. So why has there been this change in his mind and he's now pursuing this project?
Well, he shelved one version of missile defense. But what's important to know about Obama is that he was promoted early on, before anyone really even knew who he was, by the Crown family of Chicago that are the majority stockholders in the General Dynamics Corporation. I live in Bath, Maine. There's a company here called Bath Iron Works that is owned by General Dynamics Corporation. They build the Aegis destroyers that are being outfitted with this version of missile defense that Obama is promoting, both to use to encircle Russia and China. So it seems obvious to me that the Obama administration is really thanking and rewarding the Crown family and General Dynamics for their support. It should be known that in the 2008 election, Obama received more campaign contributions from the military-industrial complex than John McCain did, who was supposedly the hawk in the race.
Just briefly and finally, of course, Russia is very much in line with your sentiments, does feel threatened, has even asked NATO to guarantee legally that these systems will not be turned against it and threaten Russia's borders. What are the implications now then with the relations between Russia and the US? If this plan does go ahead, are we going to perhaps see a response in Russia which could lead to another arms race?
I think the United States, sadly to say, is reintroducing the Cold War, both with Russia and China. I think the obvious response that we're seeing now from Russia and China is they've asked for negotiations. They've gone to the United Nations for many years seeking a ban on all weapons in space. The United States, through the Democrat and Republican administrations, has ignored that offer to negotiate. And so, sadly, what we're seeing now is Russia and China having to take countermeasures to deal with these growing U.S. missile defense deployments and other kind of bases surrounding their borders.
Bruce, we'll leave it there. Great to hear what you have to say. Thanks for your time. Bruce Gagnon joining us live there from the States.